Hello, EverGreenCoin community. Welcome to the Greening Report. Today's date is November 27th, 2018, better known as Giving Tuesday. And hi, I'm Steven Saxton. Okay, yeah, first, real quick, let me apologize. The last recording, I was hoping to get another recording out sooner because of some equipment difficulties. I'm actually on a new laptop now that should work a lot better for me. And also I've been harvesting soybeans and corn pretty diligently the past 3 weeks. Doing my best at that. Fortunately, it's been snowing and has given me the opportunity to go ahead and record that for you guys. Record this for you guys tonight. Okay, so anyway, I apologize for the delay in getting you a new update. But anyway, at any rate, first thing, jump right in, look at the price. We're holding at 500 Satoshi. I'm hoping very, very strongly we can hold that floor. 2 cents, that's very low, very disappointing, I'm sure, as many will feel, and many of you will feel. But just look at Bitcoin, what Bitcoin's done over the last year. A lot of this, I mean, I can't remove all EverGreenCoin's blame, but a lot of this market trend in general is in the shadow, if you will, of Bitcoin plummeting down and down and down. But at any rate, the EverGreenCoin project itself, no matter what the price, our missions, our objectives stay the same. Okay, so, and on to one of those objectives, tree plantings. James just planted 500 white pine trees in northwestern Pennsylvania. And I got some pictures of it up there on the website. There was a lot of donations for that. Bitcoin Green, shout out to Bitcoin Green. They did donate a large portion to help us do that. So many thanks to all the donors, and many thanks to all the people that helped James get those trees in the dirt and get that completed. That does mark over 25,000 trees. In 2018, we have planted, EverGreenCoin has planted over 25,000 trees. That's a remarkable accomplishment. In the short few years that EverGreenCoin's been around, 3 years is a very fast time for a nonprofit, for a 501c3 to be formed, and to be actually achieving its goal. In fact, 501c3s on average take like 5 years before they can even get formed, let alone get amazing things done, such as planting 25,000 trees. Our second water well now, the first in Bangladesh, the second in India, should be complete early next year. And many other things. Many community members done their own things too. So we've done some pretty. We should be very proud of a lot of things we've accomplished very quick for any 501c3. So at any rate, okay, yeah, on the 501c3 note, that means we're a public charity, so we can do things like try to raise money on Giving Tuesday, for example. And here I've launched a fundraiser on Facebook for Giving Tuesday. I launched it 4 days ago. And what happens is Facebook and PayPal match dollar for dollar donations made. The deadline for that donation, for the matching, is midnight tonight, the 27th. It's now 10:20. So by the time I get this uploaded, you'll probably have an hour that you might be able to make a donation and get it matched still. So it's a real good way for us to double up our money. If someone's considering donating $20 real quick, that's $40. Even though $20 we can make go a long way, $40 we can make go a lot farther. And so far we've raised $320. So once that gets matched, so we're going to be looking at $640 as of right now, anyway. We can do a lot of great things with that. So I just want to thank all the people that have donated to this. Of course, Greg Matthews. Thank you so much, Greg. Shout out to the Gold Coin community. Thank you. Beats for Change, rock on. Thank you so much for your donation. Christina, thanks for dealing with James and James and giving me and James meeting time and everything. And of course, I donated myself. Trina, welcome, Trina. Trina's a a newcomer to the community. Glad to see you noticed the fundraiser, and very grateful that you were able to donate a little bit. And my girlfriend Melanie Gerhardt donated too. Thanks a lot, sweetie. Okay, so this is gonna be open for, I believe, like 10 more days, but the matching ends, like I say, in about an hour and a half. So by the time you see this, once I finally get it uploaded to YouTube, you'll have minutes maybe that you can get, and I'll share a link in the description below, where you'll be able to make a donation and get a match. So let me move forward and try to get it to you guys fast here. Oh yes, real quick, what we're gonna use that money for. James and I did discuss that before I launched it. Promotional stickers. There's been talk in the community about some promotional stickers. This will easily pay for that so we can get some of those small stickers. Cleanup bags and possibly even cleanup buckets, bags, totes that people can carry when they clean up with the EverGreenCoin logo on it. So while they're cleaning up and doing that great thing for our environment, they'll also be promoting EverGreenCoin, and perhaps people might even ask them about the logo, etc., etc. Of course, if people post pictures on Facebook, Twitter, or Reddit, any social media with the EverGreenCoin logo, you'll get tipped generously by myself and other community members, and the bags will obviously apply towards that. Let's see. Another thing the money will be used for is possibly making some new T-shirts. There's been some slight complaints about the current T-shirts, so we're thinking about making some new ones, and I'll hold a small stock of them here and sell them on the website, on the marketplace. And let's see, any surplus that we do get from it, anything over that, will probably be in reserve, probably preemptively thinking for a spring planting. But of course, all that will be discussed on our Saturday meetings. And if you want to dictate any of how this money's spent, Saturday, every Saturday, 1700 GMT, we have a public meeting. Everyone's welcome. You can come and tell me you don't like how we're spending the money. You can come and offer suggestions. That would be greatly appreciated, and your presence would be greatly appreciated too. Okay, so that's everything I had for Giving Tuesday. So once again, thanks so much to everyone that did donate to it thus far. Okay, and I know people have been mentioning the roadmap. So let me see. I got some things to say about this. Of course, you can see some things that have not been achieved on this roadmap. When we made this roadmap February in 2018, might have been earlier than that. It was done rather quick, and not that we threw it together. There was a little bit of thought put into it, but at that point in time, the markets were doing very good. We were just coming off $20,000 Bitcoin. We ourselves had just recently saw $1 a coin for EverGreenCoin, so it was I guess very ambitious. And if nothing else, had come at us throughout the year, all of these things would have been easily achievable. It wasn't overloaded by any means. But unfortunately, things did come at us. First, I believe in March, was the trademark infringement, where another coin, an ICO even, was trying to steal our logo. That took about 2 months of my very diligent work, and pounding on them at Twitter, and writing cease and desist letters, and speaking with lawyers, and some funds went into that. Then shortly after that, with Bittrex, we had to file some paperwork and hire a lawyer to prove that we were not what is the word? A subsidy, a security. I'm sorry, that we were not a security. So that took a lot of time on my part, passing back and forth the paperwork, a lot of stress, and it did take tens of thousands of dollars. It depleted the my entire budget that I had reserved really for EverGreenCoin, right with that one thing. But it was vitally important that it got done, and immediately. So that washed everything back for us. That didn't give me the ability to hire an iOS developer. You can see here on the third quarter, an iOS. Obviously, that requires an iOS developer. iOS developers charge a pretty penny. I did early in the year think I'd be able to do it, but given the legal expenses I had to incur, not so much. But a crowdfund, we might throw a crowdfund together here in the near future. There's been some talk in the community about let's just crowdfund it. But I believe it will be a couple $1,000s. I haven't got a recent quote from an iOS developer though. And the multi-sig, that could have happened. Of course, with everything I just mentioned, how all that took all the time. Obviously, I wasn't working on multi-sig at that time, or looking for iOS developers or anything like that. So those things, well, you will see them bleed into what's going to become the 2019 roadmap. We're going to do the 2019 roadmap a little bit differently. It's going to be more of a dynamic document, more of a timeline, where we will be able to insert things that happened and make it more of a dynamic roadmap, rather than just in January make a picture and try to follow that picture the best we can. So we've learned from this how it doesn't really suit us in an agile business environment. So do expect the 2019 roadmap. Probably here in December, you're going to start to see glimpses of it. But definitely you'll see finalized versions of it in January 2019. But I'll let you guys see the progress as it goes, and it will be on the website, of course. Okay. So, but I did want to apologize that we did not make. It appears we did not make some goals. Those goals are not lost. We have not given up on the goals. Just other priorities pushed them back, unfortunately, and that is just the reality. That's just life, guys. Okay, so on to some better, promising, good development news. The Solar Staker. Let's see, I ain't got nothing. The Solar Staker, which I don't really have something to show you here, so I'm just bringing up an EverGreenCoin logo just for the video anyway. Anyway, the Solar Staker. Okay, what we're gonna do now, and we have agreed with Pi Supply. What we're going to do is, not only are we going to sell this, what we have dubbed the EverGreenCoin Solar Staker DIY, It's going to come in two different models, basically. A model like this that has a Pi 0W, that's this chip here. I hope that's coming across okay. And another kit will be the Pi 0W and the Pi Juice, which is the uninterruptible power supply, the battery backup that is customized for the Pi devices. In our case, it's going to be fitted with a 0W, which is the most advantageous for a solar application. Okay, now so with the Pi Juice here, sorry, it has buttons where you can simply reset your device and things like that. You can also connect to it SSH and query the battery and things like that. But you'll be able to. So if you want to buy something that you're just going to plug into your desktop, and you're never going to use renewable energy or anything for it, you're going to buy the cheaper model. That's just going to be the Pi 0W. You're not going to buy the battery unit, the Pi Juice uninterruptible power supply that does the battery management and everything. You won't need that. But hopefully most people will, because they will be using it in some type of renewable energy setting, solar or wind or hydro. So anyway, I guess we do have cases for this unit. Those have been produced. They do have the EverGreenCoin logo on them. The case for just the Pi 0W alone is not, it does not have the EverGreenCoin logo on it as of yet. Pi Supply is working with their manufacturer, trying to get them to put the EverGreenCoin logo on those cases, because there'll be two different cases, obviously, to fit two different devices. One case that would encompass all of this, and one case that would just encompass this device. So the question is, can we get the R logo on the case for this? But hopefully, with that, hopefully we hear from them very soon. And hopefully we can bring that to you with Pi Supply's help here in December. I'm hoping there's on a couple notes. I'm hoping we're going to finish the year very strongly, and that, of course, is a big one. And I know everyone's been waiting a long time for it to happen. I apologize for that delay, but you've been with me throughout all those delays and setbacks. So it is what it is. But hopefully in December we can actually start selling them on PiSupply.com. And of course, be reminded, you will be rebated some EverGreenCoin. So, for example, if the device costs you $100, excuse me, you will be rebated some amount in EverGreenCoin at current market value. Which, with the current market value so low, that might work in your favor very greatly. But for example, and don't quote me on these numbers, but if it is $100, you might get $25 or $50 back in EverGreenCoin. This device, though, however, altogether, this device, when I bought this close to a year ago, when I bought one for myself and one for Mike Axford, it was just over $700. So it was roughly $300 each at that time. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying the devices will cost $300. I think that's probably the upper bound to even think might be the case. I'm sure costs have been brought down somehow. But if in worst case scenario, let's say they are $300, you'll be rebated very heavily. I want to make this something achievable for the entire community, not just those who are better off financially. So I might, if it's $300, I might rebate you $200 worth of Evergreen coin. And I understand that once you get that $200, you might not of Evergreen coin. Some people will need to dump it. For example, if you had a wife and you need to convince her, hey, this $300 thing, but it helps the environment, it's a good cause, and I'll get 200 of it back. Your wife might tell you you need to sell that, and I understand that people sell according towards their needs, and I understand they do that. Of course, in a perfect world, you would get your rebate back, $200 worth of Evergreen coin, and put it on your solar staker and let it grow. And in a perfect world, stake for charity and send 50% of your 7% annual to a charity of your choice. And on the note of charities, I do expect to grow the list of charities. James and I have been talking to a few different grassroots organizations and people, trying to enlist, if you will, them in staking for charity. And I also do want to start bringing in some of the bigger charities, some of the things like Greenpeace, and just collect a donation for them in a similar fashion that we've done for Trees for Cities. And there's another one, James suggested another larger one, but it escapes me. James, maybe you can shoot that in the comment if you remember, but it escapes me, and I want to get this recorded anyway. Okay, so in one last thing on the development side, the Lite Android wallet, we do have it functioning. We do have it sending and receiving, syncing, sending, receiving. What needs to happen now is completed to be branded. It needs the EverGreenCoin logo in positions. It needs to, in some positions, it needs to not say Bitcoin, but rather say EverGreenCoin and things like that, because it is a clone of some Bitcoin software. However, the Android developer that's working on that, he's now back from his second vacation, and he is working on it again. We do need to still test the second API server. If you remember, those tests kind of went a little haywire for us through no fault of the software, but our misunderstanding of the Android app itself. We do, but every test we can do, the second API is working fine, because all it needs to do is return API calls. It returns those API calls fine. So I foresee no issues with those. And once again, thank you, Art, for donating the hardware and all his time on the second API server. He also runs an Evergreen Coin Explorer, egc.poorcoding.com, our third explorer. So many thanks to Art for all his contributions. And on the second API server. So if one API server goes down, people's Android apps will still continue to work, because there'll be a second one on standby for them. So anyway, that too, I hope to be able to deliver you guys in this December. Both the Lite Android and the EGC Solar Staker DIY with Pi supply, both those things I very strongly hope to get in December to end the year very strongly. I hope the markets agree with us. Typically in the history, or historically, Bitcoin and alts have done well towards the end of the year, especially last year, as we all I'm sure remember. And on one last note before I leave you, there is some issues with the very high resolution display, not 4K, but even 4Ks that are on very high display resolution. There is some issues displaying the wallet. I am treating that as a bug, It is on the issue tracker. Technically, I don't think it's a bug of our software, but we are addressing it as if it was a bug. We do want it to get fixed, and I do want to have it fixed hopefully before the holiday season. So there might be, if I can hurry up and get my corn and soybeans off, we might have a new release before the end of the year that will have that stuff addressed. Okay. Okay, I think that's everything I had for you guys. That's everything I had on my list. I hope I haven't forgot anything, but if you guys have any questions or anything like that, um, you know where to find me in the Discord. You can email me, Steven at evergreencoin.org. You can email me any questions. I'm very public on Facebook, Twitter, wherever. I'm very easy to get a hold of. And then once again, every Saturday, public meetings, 1700 GMT. I'm here for at least 4 hours where you can talk to me about anything you like. Okay, thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. And yeah, and look for the link. I'll put the link for the Giving Tuesday fundraiser in the description as soon as this gets uploaded. All right, thanks. Take care and keep warm.